All right. Making sure we live. You know how this is. How we do these live shows every week. Uh, so sure we. You know how this is. Okay. All right. Show you the link, brother.
So while you sharing it, people could comment up there in that moment.
Yeah, like if they watching the YouTube live, they can comment. I'll be able to see it and stuff.
Or
Yeah,
so you can send it to me, then I just post it, and it says like put
yeah.
like a caption, and then be like, "Oh, I'm live right now."
You got it.
So while you sharing it, comment up there.
Yeah, like if they watching the YouTube live, they can comment. I can see it and stuff.
Send it to me, then I just post it, and it says like a caption, and like, "Oh, I'm live right now."
Yes, sir. There we go. All right.
Connecticut, New York, and Massachusetts? Are you ready to take your party to the next level, introducing a real gaming experience? Well, buckle up because we've got something extraordinary for you. Introducing the Golden Gates Mobile Gaming Bus, your ultimate gaming destination on wheels. Imagine this. You and your friends stepping into a world of pure gaming heaven. Our state-of-the-art bus is packed with the latest consoles, high-definition screens, and a library of games that will blow your mind. Whether you're into intense multiplayer battles or immersive single-player adventures, we've got you covered. Whether it's a birthday party, corporate event, or school function, we'll be there, ready to make your event a gaming extravaganza. Find our website at goldengatesbus.com/gamebus or call 863-250-112 and book your game day before it's too late.
Happy birthday, David! Woo!
Yeah. You know what time it is? It's your boy, Luch, the guy, do what I do each and every week. Well, I try to. I've been extremely busy these last few weeks. I got some things that I'm working on that just takes up my Wednesday, and until y'all start supporting where I demand to be here every Wednesday, then I'll be here every Wednesday. Till then, it's your boy Luch the God, and I'm here with a special guest because you know what I do. I like to have these interviews where I can probe around everybody's lives and have an opportunity to figure you out. Right? This is my not my first time, but it's the first time that y'all gonna be meeting him, and we're gonna have a real life conversation. We're gonna talk about politics. We'll talk about everything. I guess. Who are you?
King Darice Bey from New Haven.
All right. And what do you do and who you do it for?
Well, I do whatever it takes, and I do it for my family.
Okay. And where you from? Like, what do you represent?
I'm from New Haven.
New Haven?
I represent making dreams reality.
Okay. All right. So tell me about what do you do? Where do you get to? Oh, first, what do you do?
First off, I'm an entrepreneur, but I drive as well.
Drive what?
I pretty much drive trucks.
Okay.
I deliver diesel all around Connecticut. But for the most part, I advocate for like people that like young kids that come from environments such as like the inner city, urban communities, at risk youth. So that's what I'm really that's what I'm really focused on working more with them and doing more in my community for the most part.
Okay. And that's what you're doing full time now, outside of the driving.
So full time, besides working, I'm a full time father, and then everything else after that or in between that.
And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
36. Just turned 36 July 5th.
Okay. Okay. And you say your truck. I should take some notes down so I don't forget. You have your CDLs?
Yeah.
Nice. How long have you held your CDL?
8 years since 2016.
Okay. All right. So let's start with early. And how you pronounce it? Is it Darcy?
No.
How you pronounce it?
It's Darice, King Darice.
Thank you. You're welcome. Right? Because I know y'all gonna say the same thing with Darice.
King Darice. Like you're writing a letter to Reese. You'd be like, Dear Reese.
Darice.
Like that, Darice.
That's how you pronounce it, y'all. Darice. So let's start from the inception of Mr. King Darice. When did you associate with like the identity that you have now? So when did you become, outside of being a high school kid, a college kid, when did you become the adult that you are now?
That's a great question. I believe around maybe like 2014, 15. Like when I
20, you said 2015, that's like 9 years ago, so you're gonna be like what, 34?
2000, like 2000, like 2000, no, like 10 years ago.
Okay.
2014, 15.
25, 26. And you have any children?
Yeah.
And how old are your children?
How many I have?
No, how old?
Right now?
Yeah.
17, 8, 2, and my youngest daughter will be 1 on August 8th.
You have 4 kids? Man, out here playing C's. I like that. And all girls?
3 girls and a boy.
Gotcha. Girls and a boy.
3 biological. Because like I had my oldest daughter and my wife had a son.
Oh, okay. And
so,
they came and bring 2 together.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's talk about, because like I said, I will start the inception. Let's talk about middle school. Who were you in middle school?
Middle school. I felt like I was like, cool. Playing basketball. Probably starting trouble with people, stuff like that. No,
typical, or were you like a little bit more?
Like chasing girls home. That's what I remember. Can't wait to get out of school, go ride my bike.
Did you ever get picked on? Bullied?
Nah, I picked on people.
You were the bully?
And I started trouble with people. Like when I was just talking about this recently with my father, because I told him, anybody that picked on me when I was younger, I want to see him do it now. Like, we could go in the backyard with the gloves. No one got to record it. We just get the boxing gloves. And I want them to, how they acted when I was younger, I want them to act like that now.
They wouldn't have that smoke though.
I'm just saying, I want to give them the opportunity.
Okay.
Jump out there. You can hug and kiss later. It don't got to be an issue or nothing out there.
So you did get bullied or you didn't get bullied?
So I had like a, like 2 older cousins. They was older than me, so they used to try to pick with me, stuff like that. And like 2 other dudes in like a different neighborhood, like they was bigger than me, taller than me, all that. So they try to fight me and stuff like that. So even then, and they probably bigger than me still right now. But let's see if they won't go in the backyard.
Duke it out.
Yeah, nice. We can do it.
All right. So you believe that young boys should go through that? Should be bullied?
No, but I feel like young boys should go through something. Even if somebody do bully them, somebody should tell them, don't let them bully you. Do something about it.
So would you stand on it to say young boys should be bullied?
They should have some type of adversity. I don't know about being bullied, but somebody should maybe test them, because even your kids test you. You got to get tested in life. So somebody need to test them, but they need to know once somebody tests them that they can do something about it. Not just keep letting people do something to them over and over. So I don't agree with that. Now, this life, you're going to get tested by men, women, whoever. You're going to get tested. So in those moments, you should know what to do. And if you don't, go tell somebody what's going on, and they should tell you, listen, stand up for yourself.
That's a fact. But you don't believe they should be bullied?
Nah, nobody should be bullied.
I kind of disagree with that. I feel like, especially young boys, I think young boys should be bullied because I think when you don't get bullied and you get to a certain age, you become too stuck in who you are. You know what I mean? So let me give you an example.
So you feel like bullying gonna make them better?
Healthy, yeah. I think it's definitely healthy. It's like a healthy
I
exercise.
can see the point of view. I'm listening.
Right? So I feel like, especially young boys, when a young boy, I used to work at a school, and you pretty sure you dealt with young boys. When you're dealing with a young child, right, and you get them to a point where they want to hurt you, but they know they can't because they ain't bigger than you, right? You're obviously a child, and you're
They
a
still
grown
might
man.
try.
They may try, but it's them internalizing, how do I deal with this situation? Mm-hmm. And I feel like if they don't go through that as a child, by the time they get to an adult, it may be too late. Because they may push certain boundaries and get their eyes smacked.
You feel like as an adult, they're going to kill somebody.
100%. Or not respond properly, right? Because if you have no exercise being bullied as a child, you're not going to have the exercise to handle it as an adult.
That's true. So, maybe.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Because it don't matter what makes sense right now. It got to make sense later.
100%. And so to say that young boys should be bullied, would you say young girls should be bullied?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Same concept, right? I totally agree. I feel like young girls should be bullied as well, especially young girls, because young girls don't go through a lot of physical things that much. I mean, they
it
hold each
depends
other.
Where you at.
Right. That's true. That's true. But I mean, I feel like I could be wrong here. I'm saying I feel young boys are more into physical things.
Yeah, because they're rougher, for the most part.
Right. Whereas girls, I don't believe them to get as much or as physical as much as men, but I think it even times two how bad it is, because when a young girl doesn't get bullied, she goes through life with nobody telling her about herself.
Right.
Whether it be, your attitude sucks. You may be pretty, you might be a pretty woman, but your attitude sucks. You're extremely loud. You're extremely disrespectful. Your mouth is shit. I feel like guys don't tell women this from birth till death. Until you were involved with the women, do you ever tell them this?
It's kind of too late.
It's too late. Right. So, is you think safe to say that young girls should be bullied?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I totally agree. Y'all jump in the comments. Y'all let me know. Should young girls and young boys be bullied? I think we agree.
Everybody can say, oh no, but when you really think about it, it makes sense.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying teach your kids to be the bully, but life happens.
That's a fact. Do you believe in spanking?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. How far? Not a stupid question.
How far?
Not how far. But you tell me what you think. What's your opinion?
It depends what it is. It depends how it is, how you do it. I don't believe in like trying to hurt the child or whatever, but I feel like you got to let them know,
being
like,
hurt.
Stop doing this. I told you stop doing this, whatever, and let them know.
Right, but being hurt
might pop their leg, and you say it hurts.
Yeah, being hurts. Spanking's hurt.
Depends, because some people gonna take it to another level.
And a spanking that doesn't hurt, is that effective?
No.
So that means
it gotta hurt.
It gotta hurt, right?
Yeah, you gotta be like, nah, I don't want to do that no more because it's gonna happen. Yeah.
Right. So it gotta hurt.
Yeah.
So you do believe that children do need to be spanked? Okay, I totally agree with you. For a long time I was like, nah, because I've been spanked, but I also feel like I have a lot more emotional intelligence because I've been spanked, because I've known that there's consequences, like the earlier conversation.
Because you start young and then come on.
Right. Now I'm like, all right, if I do this, though this person may not be a belt, it might be a bullet. You know what I mean? It may not be a slap. It might be 3 of his friends coming to find, to find me. So, to bring it full circle, I do believe that children should be spanked, because I believe in consequences. How do you feel about that?
Nah, I agree with that, but it's something you said. You said
consequences.
Nah. You said you got spanked.
Yes.
So do you feel like it made you better?
That's
made you a better man. Did it make you a better man? Did it make you a better father?
I hate to say yes, because if I didn't have the emotional intelligence to remember that exercise, right? Because it's been exercise to know what a consequence is.
Right.
I'm very familiar with consequences. So I could say, yeah, I'm not in jail. I don't have anything crazy going on. Like, I'm in safe standings with everybody. So I would say, yeah. At the time of going through it, I would say no. But then the conversation, I think, should be what should be an effective thing. Because I do agree the consequence should hurt. I don't know if it should be physical hurt, but I definitely think it should hurt. But how do we do that without hurting the child?
How did you discipline them without hurting them?
Yeah.
Hurting them physically.
And any, I mean, because if you're talking about taking things away, is that hurting? Like, kind of, but.
I feel like that would hurt them because, I can't play this, I can't do this, but I don't really think it's not hurting them, though.
I agree.
It's like, we didn't even have none of that stuff coming up, really.
100%.
Come on.
When I see my younger brothers getting raised by my parents,
they different, though. The parents different.
Totally different.
They soft now.
100%. And it makes sense.
It's okay.
But now that I see where he did the same things I did, but where he's not getting in trouble and I got in trouble, I'm now seeing like, that's gonna come back to bite him one day. You know what I mean? That's gonna fuck him up one day. One day he had like put his hands on his best friend. Like he's bigger than his best friend, but it started playing around and then he started embarrassing him. And I tried to tell him like, yo, one day that might bite you. Like that's gonna bite you in your ass. I don't think that's you should apologize. I'm gonna apologize.
Because they different. These kids different. They don't believe in stuff like that.
Back in my day, even if I fought my friend, if I fought, I'm gonna get in trouble. You know what I mean? And it's like, knowing I was getting in trouble, I was really good at not getting in the fights. So like, I'm big, so I wasn't scared, but I can get myself out of a situation. So watching him now not getting in trouble and like just going, consequence free, I'm here like, yo, when you get 20, if you do some of the things you're doing now, somebody's gonna hurt you. And I hope
big
not.
Too?
He's skinny, but he's lanky, he's tall. You know what I mean? He's in shape. But I'm just like, but he's an asshole.
Definitely gotta come back because you ain't learned nothing and you feel like you can do what you want.
100%.
So that's where you're gonna mess up at. Because you can't do what you want. And you can't do what you want to anybody.
100%.
Because everybody ain't going for that. Everybody not having that.
And so do you believe that if your parents don't teach you, then
everything start at home?
That's okay.
Mostly everything start at home. You're supposed to get taught at home.
All right, so let's move forward. So we got you in middle school. You said you were kind of bullied because you didn't really express a lot of bullying moments, but it felt like you kind of on the fence. You had guys who were bringing you that obviously gonna test you, right? And then you did testing to other people as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And you believe it to all be healthy.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
I feel like I turned out great.
I totally agree.
Nobody looking for me. Whatever you say, I'm in great standards with everyone. Never been in jail. Got a clean record.
Right.
Life is great.
That's what I love to hear. I'm
alive, healthy, and free. I can't complain. Life is beautiful.
I love to hear. All right, so talk about middle school. Let's talk about high school. Tell me the first time you.
My wife.
Okay, I like that because you are married. I should have asked at the beginning so y'all know he's married.
Yeah, I'm married.
Okay. And this is, I'm assuming, the best love you've been in. How long have you known her?
Like 15, 14 years.
14 years. Oh, okay. You know, for 14 years, but you've been married for how long? Let me write this down. 2? Okay.
May 3rd, 2022.
Did you? Oh, I got you. Made some real quick. And then but you've known her for 14.
Yeah. I wasn't focused on her. I wasn't focused on I mean, I've been with other women like in relationships, but I wasn't focused on that. I thought being married was fake. So I didn't think it was real. Fake? Like these people together, they want to be together forever. I just didn't think it was real. Like being in love and all that. I thought it was fake.
So before your wife, yeah, but you never been in love.
Like far as want to spend the rest of my life with them, no,
never. And you knew that at the time you were dating or like experiencing other women.
Yeah, cause everything would be good in a moment, and then you like, nah.
That does happen a lot.
Like, nah. Because you probably feel like, oh, yeah, this.
And like, she do one, she do or say one little thing. And you may not even tell her that's what she fucked up, but you just remember and be like.
Yeah. Like, nah.
Yeah. I always tell women that's why you have to be careful because women overtly deny men, right? When a woman doesn't want to deal with you or have a problem with you, she says it out loud. Like, oh, you did this, I don't like that. Or this is why I'm not going to either mess with you or deal with you no more. That. Men are not like that. You do one thing, you say one thing that we didn't like, you're still going to get the D. You're still going to get the feelings, but you're never going to cross the line of.
It's done.
Right. You'll never cross the line. So, and don't say it's some guys. I wouldn't say it's the majority. But back to you. So, you said that you were busy, but you knew her for 14. When did you know you were in love with her?
When did I know I was in love? When I could see the future.
How many years in? So from 14 years ago you met her. How many years into that 14 were you like, yeah, this is my wife. This is gonna be my wife.
It wasn't like that. It didn't take all that time.
How long did it take?
Probably months.
So you knew. I'm giving an example. So you knew 10 years ago that you were this is gonna be your wife. Okay.
I knew her.
No, I know you knew her.
Ago.
How long ago did you know she was gonna be the love of your life?
Maybe like 2020.
2020. Okay. So for the first 10 years, you...
Like 19, 20, maybe. 20.
Okay.
20 years.
Okay. And so, the reason why I'm asking you this is because I want to know your idea about love and being and falling in love. So you didn't fall in love with the girl you were dealing with before. You've known the girl that you're in love with now. What thing did she do for you to be like, you're gonna be my wife?
She didn't really do nothing. It was just like who she was. I was just like, yeah, I could see it. I'm saying, like, I'm a visionary. Like I take the necessary steps to be what I want to be and do what I want to do. So I already seen that. I told you 2020. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. But I just felt like I with her. Like we could build something together. Like we could bring something together and we could create with her. Like we could build something together. Like more. So that was like the main reason. Everything else just fell into how it's supposed to be. But that was the main reason. Seeing that I could be something with her and we could build something together. We could build an empire together. So that when I seen that, then I'm like,
okay. So me and my girl kind of the same thing. Like the reason why I chose her is because out of all the girls I've dealt with, I never had an experience where I'm like, all right, me, you can actually do a thing, and this is a thing that we can actually grow into something bigger. And it's not a thing that I can do with every other girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have these qualities, and you show me things that says there's somebody who is gonna be there at the end when it says. There's somebody who is gonna be there at the end when this all consolidates, right?
Right.
So I totally understand that. No, what she did specifically for you? She
didn't do nothing. She didn't have to do nothing. Once I just knew, like, just from.
But what did she do to make you feel confident that she'd be a good partner to build the empire with?
What did she do that
made me reassured you? Yeah, like so somebody would actually like, yo, she did one time. She did this, and that's I knew like, all right, she'd be a good.
Just from. As just like in communication, she didn't really do anything. Like she did, like mostly, she doing stuff now. Like today, like she like showed me that I chose the right one. But it wasn't about what she did for me. She didn't have to do anything for me personally or physically to make me feel like that. It was just like her mindset. The mindset is what controls everything. Even her having a certain mindset, I'm like, oh, all right. And she ain't have to do nothing. We ain't have to have sex, no nothing. Her mindset. You just said something about why we don't really choose certain women. We don't choose them because of their mindset. So you said, yeah, you can get the D, we get the little feelings, whatever. If your mind says a certain way, you're not it. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how good the clothes look on you. I don't care what you got, how much money you got. I don't care where you work at, what business you got.
Right.
If your mindset if your mindset not right, you're not the right one. I'm teaching my daughters that.
Gotcha.
Simple.
Gotcha. And so, what would you want your daughter to
be just like?
No, to date you?
Yes. Yeah. Who I am?
Yes.
Yeah. I always want to answer a question like that. Yeah. Not who I was, who I am now, right now. Yes.
Right, but who you are now.
Yes.
Okay, I have a good question. I have a really good question. Watch this show. Let's say she's 22, right? She meets another gentleman, 35. Right, because it took 35 years experience for you to experience where you're at.
Right.
She meets a gentleman who is 35. She's 21. Would you be okay with that? Why?
I feel like I wouldn't do that. Right?
Okay.
Like I think young girls smell like pee. Like they're not smart. Me personally, I can look at a young girl, she's 21. I can be like, oh, she's
Right,
pretty.
you can establish she look good or not.
But wanting to be with one and taking them serious, I wouldn't look at a 22-year-old like that. So I wouldn't. So even if my daughter come and we raising her up and all that, and she meet a guy that's my age, and I'm like, I wouldn't want her to be with a guy that age. Now, that's her decision to make. Mm-hmm. If she's gonna be with a guy that age,
of course.
I wouldn't want her to be with a.
Prefer it. No. But then, don't you think that it takes a long time for a man to get to where you're at? For you to get to the ideology
for
where
me,
you at?
It wasn't. If I wanted it, whenever 10 years prior, I could have did that, but I didn't care about that.
Most men don't.
So, but it's a lot of men that do. They want to be married at 21. Like, they want to be, and a lot of them get married early, and then they get married again at 28 or 30 something, maybe. Okay. So
earlier you said something to me. You said, I wouldn't want my daughter dating a specific type of guy because I was once you. I know exactly what you're thinking. Remember?
Yeah.
So if your daughter,
we were talking about like being like a teenager or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if your daughter is if your daughter's, let's say 21, she's dating a 22-year-old, and you know the average mindset of a 22-year-old. You'd prefer that than the ideology of a 35-year-old man.
So the other person is around her age.
Yes.
But at 21, 22, you don't really care about nothing. Coming from where I come from.
The men or women?
I would say both. Depending on how they raise, how they come up, and what they want for themselves. Because it's 22-year-olds women that's doing a lot. They in school, they work, and they got business. They really thriving. And there's some 22-year-old men that's doing well as well. But I feel like at that age, a lot of people aren't really, they're only focused on really one thing. And that goes for men and women.
I totally agree. But here's the thing. Average man gets, like, average, because there's no one answer. But what's the average you think that a guy gets, like, that mindset where he's in the right headspace?
Between 30 and 40.
I'm cool with that. 30, 40. So
some people 40 to 50. So
right. I said 35, 45. Yeah, so close. So if men, I'll call it peaking, right? If men can peak and they are in the right mindset for marriage that's like the best mindset. You're young enough. You're not old man. You're not too young. Why should that peak man not date a woman in her peak? Even though women don't peak at the same age as men. Women peak 18 to 26.
Yeah.
Because that's 18 is when they have the healthiest babies. They can have the most babies. They look the best. All the things you're looking for, right. They're at the best at depending on the woman. So why should a man who works hard to peak between 30 to 45 have to be stuck with a woman, let's call it 30 to 45? Why would it be weird for him to date younger?
Well, that's just something I wouldn't do.
I know.
Now, what another man do, that's his business.
Of course.
And most men do want younger women. Mm-hmm. Most men do rather a 21 to 25-year-old.
Majority.
Average men. They're talking about averages. They would want that because they're they probably making more money because you said like what 35 to 50 you said.
Yep.
So they're making the most money in their life at that point, and they want a younger woman because to help their babies.
Beautiful,
they basically
young,
all the different things that come with being healthy and being young at that time. So that makes sense. I'm just not. I just wouldn't be into that. Listen, whoever.
No, I know you're not into it. But what if your daughter now? Because remember, the original question is, what if your 21-year-old daughter brings home Mr. 35-year-old King? Darice. Damn it, but, Darice. Damn. Darice.
On the flip side, I wouldn't want a young girl, but I would see why that man would want my daughter, and I'm raising her, so I would really understand why he would want.
And so, so are you willing?
And my daughter's beautiful, so I get it.
So granted,
so and they're gonna be beautiful later, but I understand.
Imagine you in another hypothetical meets your daughter in a different space where you're not related, but let's say you're in the right headspace for marriage because you're married now, and let's say your current wife now is your daughter's 21-year-old. It's like 21. You're 35. you now would be attracted to your wife the same way, right? Would you prefer her younger, or would you want her the age you had her?
I knew her at 21.
I know, but you now at 35.
Yeah, I know,
would you prefer
I know.
at
But I
21?
just wanted to say that part.
Okay.
Now I know.
Okay.
So, and her mind was right then.
Mhm.
So I probably would
Take
look
it
at her
over.
like that because I always was interested in her, but I just didn't want to be committed to nobody at a certain point in my life because I want to do whatever I want
Freedom.
to do.
I
You
get
know
it.
what I mean? So but every man isn't like that. They be committed to girls when they 18. They be only
You think that's a
being
good
with
idea?
them, and then they turn 30. The girl do something to them, and then they kill the girl
Yeah.
because they never went through nothing with other women.
So that's what's asking. Would you advise your 18-year-old son to get into relationships?
No,
So you wouldn't advise.
I wouldn't advise. I wouldn't advise. No, I wouldn't advise my son. I would advise him to focus on himself to get all his stuff in order. So, if it came a time he did want to, like he get a certain age, he do want to pursue a girl or a family, then he would have the means to do so.
I totally agree. But then, like you and I, once you get to that stage where you finally your hard work is paid off, right? You're in the top 5%. Everybody's coming. You're the man.
Right.
How can you then not go for the women that's also, and those women are not going to be 30 plus?
So you have options, and that's the luxury of being in the top 1 to 5%. You can do whatever you want with whoever you want, because a new girl is turning 21 every day.
Every day.
So
yeah.
I get where you're going. Whatever he decided to do, he decided to do. But he's gonna have the necessary tools to make the certain decisions that I think he should make. But at the end of the day, I'm not making them. I'm not being with the younger girls and being with them. He gotta do whatever he gotta do.
Yeah. I told you, well, because I think that all men like younger girls, but I think if the man can choose, he'd get a older woman in a younger woman's age. Like you get an older woman's maturity, but you put
the
it in a younger mindset, but in a younger woman. The only thing is, with getting older comes experience, and when women get these experiences, it's normally in the form of other relationships, other sexual partners, other abusive partners. It's not things that it's gonna help your relationship when you do become a relationship.
It's gonna hinder it because
all that experience.
The more relationships. That's why I told my oldest daughter, listen, the more guys you deal with or know, you lose value.
100%. 100%.
And I don't even want her to even focus on stuff like that. I want her to focus on learning something that could change her life or make her life better.
Mm-hmm.
Far as adding income to her, because I don't really want her to depend on nobody, but I don't want her to feel like she got to be a strong black woman and she got to do everything on her own either, because that's what all these women are teaching their kids. The last 30 to 50 years, you don't need a man, and they really think they don't need a man.
But I believe if we continue the cycle of teaching these young women to date men their age, then I think that will be forever the continuum, because just like you say, we're not going to tell our young boys to date at 18. It doesn't make any sense. They need experience. They need this. But who are they supposed to get that experience on? They have to experience on other women. And if they're doing it on women their age, by the time the women of their age get up age, then they're going to be useless, essentially. You know what I mean? And then those guys are going to be going back for the younger crowd, leaving black women and all women, destitute or by themselves.
Even from our culture anyway, it's black men that's gay, dead, in jail forever. So it's already 10 to 1.
10 to 1, hell yeah.
They're already starting off bad, and then the girls arguing over their baby father. The dude got 4 kids with 4 women, and they going back and forth with him, or they going back and forth with each other, because he'll leave one and he
bounce around
her for a year, then go to a new one. It's crazy. That's one of the scariest things in the world. Having kids everywhere. That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Because
I was just talking about that recently.
My daughter turns 5 in November, and every year I'm just like, yo, this is gonna be the year where I have to talk to you about boys, and I'm so nervous because I have nothing good to say. I have nothing but horrific things to say about what men will put her through until the right one comes. And by the time that happens, if she's not established properly, and what I mean by not wealth or her brain, if she's not polite, friendly, easy to get along, young enough for a high quality man. Let me ask you a question real quick. Do you want your daughter to be with a high quality man? A man with options? You know what that come with.
What they come with?
Tell me.
Nah,
All right. So in the top 10%, the man, the
he
guy,
he want.
he get whatever he wants. Do you want your daughter?
Hear you say it.
Huh?
I just want to hear you say it. I already knew you was going. I just want to hear you say it.
Do you want your daughter to marry a high value man, knowing what the majority of high value men come with?
High value men, you talking about the one in the 1%, the one that's making over $150,000 a year?
Yes. With the and attractive and heterosexual and find your daughter attractive.
That is a high quality man to most people, but do they got great character?
What if he does?
Like, what if he don't? So that's what if he does. It's like,
So you rather your daughter? I got you. Would you rather your daughter be with a man who's struggling but has high morals, or a man who exploits his own morals but he's high in value? He takes care of everything.
I want my daughter to be with a man, high morals, and are doing what they're supposed to do for themselves. That can take care of themselves.
That's an oxymoron because, like I said, I'm not saying oxymoron because it's not that it doesn't happen. It's extremely rare. And if you go around chasing them, every guy that's not him is another body. So you got to understand, like, that's not a game you can really play. You kind of have to, like, as a woman, they have to choose. Like, if I go for high value men, I have to know that I'm going for a high value man. Because if it's not, that's another body.
The women don't choose, though. The men choose.
Right, 100%.
So you say they got to choose.
If they're going to give them sex, I mean, that, like, deal with them.
But depending on who the type of woman is, the men could have sex with whoever they want, right? So depending on how she acts will depend on if he will want to be with her or not. Because
100%.
you could have sex with whoever. That's not gonna make him want to be with her.
That's true.
Because she gave it up the first night, first week, first month, first year, whatever, however it go.
Right.
But
if it's your daughter.
Yeah, but I won't go back to what you said about the I want a man can have high morals and values and still make high income and still be a great man.
100%. I just said
you said it's rare.
Yes.
Why do you think that's rare?
I got you. Because men that work hard to get that have a lot of characteristics that nurture that type of behavior. So those type of men are competitive. They like to exploit. You're
talking about the
high value men.
I'm listening.
Yep. So high value men is when that compete, right? So they're the guys making it happen. Those guys, their behaviors are normally competitive. Their behaviors are normally, exploitive. Their behaviors are normally traits that come with guys who exploit options. So yes, you could find a guy with high morals and high value, and that can happen. But most guys, by the time they get there, I feel like their morals is kind of just, not their morals are the win, but it doesn't hold high priority. They're just gonna be whoever they are. Like men, I feel like just kind of just, you know what I mean? They don't get any. They don't turn to be like, oh, I'm rich now. Let me just become this nice guy. Let me make sure I don't curse in front of children.
It depends who you are, though, because what you define as being rich, what you define as being wealthy, is that you gotta go to that drawing board, because that's the drawing where I come from. So
wealthy to me is if you can today's day and age. Wealthy to me is if you can take care of a family without like, one, your wife working, and two, without like any struggle. So if you can maintain your bills and your wife doesn't have to work, I can't call that wealthy. Because wealthy, I kind of assume we're more generational. I think rich is more where your wife doesn't have to work. But if you're wealthy, that's kind of like multi-generational wealth.
Yeah, wealth is like nobody has to work.
Right. Nobody has to work.
Nobody has to do anything because it's already done. They already did it for us.
Right. So those type of men, like I said, when they go to they do their press runs and they go to their meetings and everybody is, can I talk to you? Can I be in your space? Can I paying just to be in their space?
Right.
Do you want your daughter, if that man finds your daughter as she's wife material, would you want her to be with him, knowing what the chances of him being a high moral person?
Before I answer that, I want to go back because you said what your definition of wealthy is.
Yes.
My definition of wealthy is, do you have things money can't buy?
Yeah.
Because a lot of those guys are wealthy, right? But a lot of guys commit suicide. And it comes from them not having things money can't buy. Now, if you have great character morals, that's different. Like, money can't change that. Now, once you get money, you level up. You put yourself in a position to win. You put other people in a position to win. Like the conversation we was having earlier, we was talking about coming together with 5 different people. What if everybody in that circle got good morals, good character? They want to win together. and they all doing what they supposed to do, right? As a man, a team, and then eventually creating families that's doing the same thing. Now you would want your daughter to be with a man like that.
100%.
Like, so me, I'm not wealthy and I'm not rich, but I got things that money can't buy. When I step in the room, the person the people that's in this room, they probably got way more than me, way more money than me, way more everything than me, but they feel some type of way because they're like, why he acting the way he acting? Why he this, that, and the third? It's because I got something that they don't got.
That energy.
And they might feel like they got more than me. They might could show more money in their bank account than me. But it's different when it's in you. It's just different. Not only when it's in you and not only it's different. It's levels. It's not a you could get to the level of the money. Like it's millionaires being created every day.
Yes.
If they lose all the money, who they gonna become? Who they gonna be after? They gonna kill themselves. It's not gonna be. It's
but there's homeless people killing themselves too. There's strugglers killing themselves.
I'm sure, but a lot of times they kill themselves with different things, like as far as things that they're taking, or they might die in the cold or something like that.
I get it.
Come on, a lot of homeless people do better than other people because they learn how to live off nothing. Those people that you're talking about, the generational wealth, they lose it all. They're gonna kill themselves. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
it's done.
Yeah, but them losing their money, not them losing their money, but them becoming wealthy, I feel levels out with the amount of people who are struggling and poor, that all their conditions are, like whatever situation may switch and turn off that switch for them. So I think it's safe to say on both ends, the suicide is going to play a part because if, any kind of unbalance of emotion can cause you some weird shit. So is it, just to bring it full circle, because I know you're trying to run from this, would you let knowing what you know about high wealthy men, would you allow, and this wealthy man loves your daughter, he chose her like that, she's wife material.
If he chose her, then he chose her.
But
so if he chose her, then he want to take care of her. He want to be with her.
100%.
There's nothing I can do about it. I can't listen. I learned this a long time ago. If I can't control what's going on, I can't worry about it. I don't worry about nothing I can't control. I only worry about what I can't control.
That's a fact.
If he won her and he chose her, and he gonna make this his wife, he married her.
So
I can't feel no type of way.
So let's bring it back. You would give your blessings if she was 21, he was 35. You would give your blessings.
If that's what she want to do,
and he says,
listen, King, I like your daughter. She's grown. I want to marry her. I'm gonna say, what could I do?
You could be like, I don't like that shit because you 35, bro. Go find somebody 35. Like,
at the end of the day, she gonna do what she want to do. I ain't there.
So you have to accept it.
Even if I don't like it, I'm gonna have to accept it because that's what she want to do. I can't make I can make decisions for my daughter while she's a minor, all those different things like that. But once your kid is 21, what could you do? All those different things like that. But once your kid is 21, what could you do really?
Is there
Put him
anything
in the basement?
Is there anything she could do that you will denounce?
Say it again.
Is there anything she can do that you will denounce?
Like far as not support it?
Yeah. Because you said that it really doesn't matter, you're gonna support her no matter what. Is there anything she can do that you're not gonna support? If she says I want to marry a pedophile, you support that? Would it even if he loves her, he changed his life, but pedophile charge. Would it even if he loves her, he changed his life, but pedophile charge.
A pedophile. You ain't talking about somebody that knocked the chick off and she lied about her age. She said she was 18, 21, and she really was 13, 14.
I'm talking about straight pedophile charge.
Nah.
You're not gonna
really like little kids, and he
used to. He's a convicted pedophile.
Nah, that's his thing.
So he says, I got you. So now, because remember you said earlier, you would bless it. No, you bless it. If she says, yo, Dad, listen, I know what you're gonna say. He did some jail time with some weird shit he did. He's a different man now. He loves me. I'm in love with him. He's a business mind. He's about generational wealth. He started choosing me. He has high morals now.
You bless it? 35, right? And she's 21.
Yes.
He's still like little girls, kind of. It's just like
legal.
They're legal younger girls, but he liked them from the beginning.
Yeah.
So
you bless
probably
it?
not.
Okay.
Probably not, cause like.
So you wouldn't bless it. So there are certain scenarios where you wouldn't bless the marriage.
Yes. But I'm not blessing the marriage if she's like, yeah, Dad.
What if he's 70?
I like this.
What if he's 70 and rich? Old white, nasty, rich white man.
No.
You wouldn't bless it. Okay. So all right. So the 35-year-old you would bless. So you okay? I see it now. Because earlier I was led to believe
70, they really like little kids.
Right. I mean, that really. Because think about it. A 70-year-old. You know now.
So when
your brain don't switch as a man. You know what's sexy. If Beyonce at 21, a 70-year-old can identify that sexiness, and a 21 can identify Beyonce's sexiness at 21 years old. So we can't pretend that just because a guy's old, he's like, well, now you gotta fuck 70-year-old.
I get it. He don't want no 70-year-old. I get it.
Right.
I understand. But no.
That's terrible. Yo, it's so terrible. I always tell I'll be telling women sometimes like, y'all cannot play the man game because we just played 2 different games. We could fuck around and be 70
it's
and
different.
snatch up a 25-year-old.
It's different.
It's different.
It's different.
There's no way a 70-whatever-year-old woman's gonna come take a young 35-year-old off his feet.
Nah, unless he about to die and he about to get all the money. I mean,
it never happens
like that before.
Right. So I think it's unfair to say like, oh, just because he's old as hell, if he likes a 25-year-old woman, he's pedo-minded. I don't think it's even fair to say that because we all understand what a sexy woman is. When a woman can have babies and she's full-breasted, full-bodied, you know what I mean? We biologically we know what that is. So I feel like it's kind of crazy to say like, oh man, we have to tell older men that they have to date or be with women their age.
It's options. It's more options every day. I just mentioned like a lot of things why the dudes aren't here. Mm-hmm. So every day somebody killing somebody, they going to jail forever. Mm-hmm. Like once you go to jail, you don't got a girl no more. You don't got a baby mother. You don't got nothing.
And your girl free now.
Yeah.
Your girl free agent.
Listen, it's going down.
That's a fact. So, and then you got married, and then what was your first career path?
My first career path?
Yeah, it was the first thing that wasn't a job.
I think I ever did.
No, not a job. Like the first thing you was like, this is a career I'm working at. So not like McDonald's or nothing.
Like social work.
Okay.
Human services, working with clients, working with people.
How was that?
Like reward ice cream. You show them quality of life. You bring them to the beach. You walk with them and. You just let them be free instead of in a day program all day. Like, you know what I mean? So that was dope, but ain't no money there unless you work for the state.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm saying. Because that's like the source right there.
Yeah,
you know
state. I mean? Yeah, you're gonna get to the certain money, and you keep going up the ladder.
That's a fact. So, you went from that healthcare space into CDLs. Yeah. What made you get to CDL?
Because I was working in that field, and this dude I know, he's making more money. Hold on. I'm a veteran, graduated, master's degree. I never been in jail. My piss clean.
Did everything by the book.
I'm like, doing something wrong.
Right.
So I go get my license.
So you had a conversation with him, and he just...
No. I talked to him about it, but I had a conversation with me, myself. Like, yo, listen, I'm making $750 every 2 weeks. He making double that or probably triple or something. I'm like, yo. So I went from making $750 every 2 weeks to double or more. So
man,
I had to change something.
That's beast. How long did that take? Like to go through the CDL course you took? Like how long did that before you actually profitable? Because I know like there's some CDL classes where you pay out of pocket and then you just start driving and you go get your hours in.
Mine was different. I'm a veteran. Any schooling, technical schools, I don't pay what everybody else pay. I paid $1,200 for my CDL.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That means you had no obligations once you were done. You could just work for anybody.
So I paid the $1,200.
Right, I think they told you. That's what's up. Damn. So you paid $1,200, and you've been a diesel.
You pay more.
And then you've been a diesel driver.
So I did different things though.
What endorsements you have?
So I have I got Class A, but I got tanker, hazmat. I got my twit car. I also had an F endorsement. That's like driving like maybe a 15-passenger van. But that like
15 passenger.
Yeah, like little, like right, something like that.
Like this, right?
Yeah.
But so because I was gonna get that license too, but they said that you can get yours if you got your C. I don't know what it's called. I think it's a passenger B. I think it's passenger B, but it goes from 8 to 14, and then 14 to 44.
It's like a school bus.
Yeah, the CDL, the one you're talking about, like for CDL, that's the 44. There's one you can go to DMV to get the 14, and that's not shit that one, but
that's just with the endorsement.
Right? Yeah.
That's probably like to drive like the small vans or something like that for the most part.
Okay. And so you haven't looked back from the CDL. You gonna die driving trucks?
Nah, hell no. Die driving? Nah.
See,
I'm gonna die old in North Carolina.
okay.
Like, I'm gonna live off the investments that I make, and I'm gonna be an entrepreneur till it's over.
Gotcha. What other things are you looking to do outside of the CDL?
So, what's today? Today Wednesday. So Friday, my book is coming out. A lot of people, my book is coming out. It came in today. I mean, making dreams reality. If you can see it. I mean,
yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I got my book coming out, but I'm looking forward to like jumping into a few different businesses. Like I'm already in real estate. And I got like a few other businesses gonna be popping up for the next couple of years. I don't want to talk about them yet. I want to talk about them once everything is solidified.
Gotcha.
But everybody know, if they do know me, they know I'm working on something. They know me.
That's the word. Tell me about the book.
So the name of my book is Making Dreams Reality, and I pretty much came up with this book because anything I ever wanted to do in my life, I did it. So even the name comes from like a nonprofit that I want to do for like at-risk youth in my city. Like I got that in the video on my page. I don't know if you've seen it, but anything I ever want to do, I did it. So like I'm like, it's my brand, and it's been my brand since like 2014, 15. I had like clothing line. Had like had pillowcases, phone covers.
That says Making Dream Reality.
Yeah. I had everything. Because when you're the type of person that you could do what you want, you can make anything happen. It's that simple. And Making Dreams Reality could go with anything. That's a part of everybody's life. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's simple.
Okay. So what made you write a book though? Are you like a heavy reader? You read a lot?
I read a lot. I don't read as much as I used to. But I was in Iraq. I was in Baghdad, and like somebody like me, like where I come from, we don't never really get to be like in another country and see different things. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I gotta write a book about this. That's when I had the first thought 14 years ago. But at that point in my life, I felt like I didn't accomplish enough. So I was like, I'm gonna write it. I'm just gonna wait till I accomplish more things.
Brief me on some chapters. Like, what type of things are you talking about? Like, as far as Making Dreams Reality.
So, as far as the chapters, I'm not gonna get too much because the book drops Friday, so I'm not gonna really tell too much about the chapters. But a few things about my life, a few things about what I experienced in life. But I'm not gonna drop no chapters.
You don't have to.
I mean,
no, but tell me some details from it.
As far as what?
Like some of the things that you've spoken about in the book. Because Making Dreams Reality it's pretty general. So
yeah. So basically, like going through different trials and tribulations, like all odds against you.
Personal life, like your personal life in there.
Personal life. So basically, my book is a biography, but it's a memoir. You know what the difference is?
Yes. But is it a memoir? So a biography is about who you are, and a memoir is about, isn't that somebody else write about the things you've done?
So the biography is about everything you did, like really documented. Like they could go back and check everything word for word, how you saying it, like stated however it was done. That's the biography. But the memoir is like you telling from your point of view, from your thoughts, from what you went through. Say it again?
Like an autobiography?
So when I was building with one editor, she explained it to me that way. Like far as like that was the difference. Like the memoir is like you anything I say, nobody can say anything about what I'm saying because this is coming from my point of view and coming from me. Now the biography, if you say something wrong, like your family members, you might say something in the book, and they're like, "Oh, nah, it wasn't like that," and then that would be wrong because that wouldn't be the correct biography because it's not really
right. Like you
really
like,
not really what happened.
And you actually grew up in New Haven, that would be a bio.
Right.
But if you're like, "Oh, this is my stance on whatever,"
or like this is what I did, because
right.
I can only speak about what I did or what I lived through, or different things like that. Okay. So the chapters is about my life, different things I experienced, and different things I overcame.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you have any questions? Anything you want to bring up?
So do I have any questions?
Mm-hmm.
Or for you?
No, yeah, or anything that you want to bring up on the podcast.
Nah, but this Friday, it's a lot of great things going on. There's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be remembered from this day, Friday.
Friday. Okay.
That's all I got for that.
All right, so I also want to get political real quick because I've been arguing with people all day on Facebook, and I don't know your political stance. Before we get there, because I know how people get over political conversations, I'm not gonna attack you. I hope you don't attack me. I don't care if you do, but I'm not. I'm not gonna attack you.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't.
All right.
Thank you for saying it, because I can't get attacked. I've been going back and forth with people online for years, but I don't do that no more.
Right.
I'm saying, so whatever. I'm open to listen. I can be like, oh yeah, you're wrong. Like, if you got a great point of view.
You voting this year?